The 1-800-RESPECT logo appears and a title, How to Create Your Own Escape Bag Checklist.
This video will show you how to create your own escape bag checklist.
The screen scrolls down the 1-800-RESPECT Escape Bag Checklist webpage, showing the Sign In area, information on how to create your checklist, infographics on what to do, and links to further reading.
The 1-800-RESPECT Escape Bag Checklist can form part of a safety plan that you may develop with the support of a friend or family member, or with Domestic or Family Violence Support Service. It is an online tool that you can use to create a list of important items that you may want to take with you if you plan to leave a violent relationship. Before you create an escape bag checklist, you first need to create your own account. To do this, simply enter in an email address.
Under the Create Your Escape Bag Checklist heading, the cursor clicks on the Create an Account button.
It is recommended to use an email address that you're confident no one else has access to, and choose a password.
On the Create an Account page, the user types their email address and password into the required fields. The cursor clicks on the Create an Account button.
Your password needs to contain a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Once you have created your account and logged in, you can begin making your own checklist. When you are logged in, you will see a list of headings. The first one is Essentials.
A series of buttons appears under the title Essentials. These buttons include clothes, money, keys, personal items, copies of important documents, and a final button called Add Item.
The things you might need to use every day. Add items to your checklist by clicking on the image. Added items will show an orange tick in the top right-hand corner. If you want to add something that's not on the list, click on the Add Item button and enter your own text.
The Add Item button is clicked and the user types the word iPad directly into the button.
You can also remove a selected item by clicking on the same image.
A selected button is clicked. It loses its orange highlight and turns grey.
Scrolling down the page, you will see different headings for different kinds of items.
The section expands to reveal boxes labelled driver's licence, birth certificate, passport, visa information, healthcare cards, pension cards, other identification cards.
Personal identification. Something that has your name and address on it, like a driver's licence or healthcare card. Children.
The heading Children is clicked. The page expands to reveal a series of buttons labelled Toys for Children, Children's Birth Certificates, Immunisation Records, School and Childcare Reports, Baby Essentials, and lastly, the Add Items button.
This includes important papers like a birth certificate, as well as your child's special toy for comfort. Health and medical. Medicine, prescriptions, or information from your doctor.
When the heading Health and Medical is clicked, the page expands to reveal a series of buttons labelled Medicare Card, Health Records, Prescription Medication, Prescriptions, and lastly, the Add Items button.
Financials. Anything related to money, like bank cards or child support information.
When the heading Financials is clicked, the page expands to reveal a series of buttons labelled Bank Cards, Child Support Information, Rental Agreement, Utility Card, and lastly, the Add Items button.
Legal documents. Things to do with the law that might include marriage or divorce papers or any court orders.
When the heading Legal Documents is clicked, the page expands to reveal a series of buttons labelled Court Orders, Protection Orders, Marriage Papers, Family Violence Provision Supporting Documents, Divorce Papers, Police Records, and lastly, the Add Items button.
Assets. These are the valuable things you own, like a house, a car, or jewellery.
When the heading Assets is clicked, the page expands to reveal a series of buttons labelled Car Registration, Car Insurance, Mortgage Documents, Rates Notice, Photos of Jewellery or Dowry, and lastly, the Add Items button.
Evidence collection. You may want to keep a record of things that have happened if you have been in an abusive relationship.
When the heading Evidence Collection is clicked, the page expands to reveal a series of buttons labelled Diary of Incidents, Record of Text Messages, Record of Emails, Evidence of Cyber Abuse, Evidence of Financial Issues, Evidence of Emotional Trauma, and lastly, the Add Items button.
Important contacts. These are the services you can contact if you need support.
The heading Important Contacts is clicked. The page expands to reveal a series of buttons labelled Domestic and Family Violence Services, Sexual Assault Services, Legal Services, Women in Refuge and Crisis Accommodation Services, Translation and Interpretation, Local Police, Taxi, and lastly the Add Items button.
Personal contacts. Your friends and other support people.
The heading Personal Contacts is clicked. The page expands to reveal a series of 3 buttons labelled Add Contact. In the first one, there are fields for entering information labelled name, phone, email and address.
Use the arrow in the corner of each section to show or hide the list of items under each heading.
A blue arrow in the top right-hand corner of the Personal Contacts section is circled in orange and clicked on and off to show and hide the selection.
Go through each section and select the items that are important to you and best fit your own situation.
The screen scrolls up and the cursor selects various buttons relevant to the user. Each button changes to orange when selected.
Remember, you can add your own personalised items in each section if you need to.
In the Children's section, the Add Items button is selected and the user types the word nappies.
View your checklist at any time by selecting the Preview Checklist button.
At the top of the page, the Preview Checklist button is selected. The page scrolls down and shows a list of buttons that were previously selected.
You can email your completed checklist to a trusted friend or support person. You may want to choose to send the checklist to yourself as a way of saving a copy.
At the bottom of the page, the cursor clicks on the link Email and a pop-up window appears with separate fields for entering an email address and message. An email address is typed into the email field and the Add button is clicked. An additional address field opens and another email recipient is added. The email pop-up box closes.
You can also download your checklist to your computer to view or print later.
The cursor clicks on a link next to the email link called Download. A pop-up window appears with options to view or download the file. The cursor clicks on the OK button to download the file. The pop-up box closes. A title appears. Only download your checklist if you're confident that your computer is secure. Below are icons of an orange shield and a black computer.
Only download your checklist if you are confident that your computer is secure and no one will be able to access the document. If you are using a public computer, make sure you delete the checklist before logging out.
A screen icon labelled checklist.pdf appears on a grey screen. The cursor clicks it and a pull-down menu appears. The user clicks Move to Trash. The icon disappears.
At any time, you can update your email, change your password, or even delete your account by accessing the Your Account section.
The top of the 1-800-RESPECT webpage. There are 2 links, Your Account and Log Out. An orange circle appears over the Your Account link. When this is clicked, a pop-up menu appears with 3 options: Update email, change password, and delete account. The cursor hovers over each menu item, highlighting each one in turn.
When you use this online tool, all changes to your escape bag checklist will be automatically saved so that you can log out and return to it at another time.
The cursor clicks on the Log Out link and the web page leaves the personal account page and shows the public website.
For more information on practical steps that can increase your safety, visit the other safety planning pages on the 1-800-RESPECT website.
The cursor moves to the left-hand side of the page and hovers over links under the heading Topics. These links read Safety Planning Checklist, Escape Bag Checklist, and Safety Planning for Women with Disability.
If you, a child, or another person is in immediate danger, call 000.
The 1-800-RESPECT logo appears on screen. 1-800-RESPECT National Sexual Assault Domestic Family Violence Counselling Service. 1-800-737-732. www.1800respect.org.au. The hand cursor selects the website link.